Hello again, everybody. This is Dave from Blox News and Exclusive Collectibles, back for another box break. Today we're going to be opening a box of 1990 Score Hockey Premier Edition cards. This set features a lot of, Hall of Fame stars from hockey, like, of course, Gretzky and Lindros, but also there's some, if we can find them, cards like Alexander Mogilny, as well as Martin Brodeur. Those are good rookie cards coming out of this set, but they are pretty rare, so it's kind of hard to find. Even though these boxes were mass-produced, that's part of the problem, because you don't know what you're going to get per box. So hopefully we find something good and give you an expectation of what you could find out of these boxes. So hope you enjoy, and as you can see, this box is in pretty good condition. Hopefully the packs are, and hopefully the centering is actually good on the packs too. So we're going to crack these open and see what we get, and hope you enjoy. Alright, we're on the first pack of the 1990 Score Hockey. As you can see, we've had some other 1990 Score packs that we've opened with football and baseball. Score had the plastic packs that are easier to open, but of course lend itself to potential damage to the cards. And right off the bat, we see that the centering is way off on these cards. So that doesn't mean every card has centering issues, but it's something you have to watch out for on the older boxes. So we got Mike Richter, Gary Newland, Kurt Giles, Gary Roberts, Bill Barber Hall of Fame, Wayne Gretzky right out of the first pack, Bill Ranford, Gil Perreault, Paul Ranheim, Gordy Roberts, Pat LaFontaine, Scott Mellanby, Joe Mullen, Kevin Dineen, and Gord Murphy out of this pack. The Wayne Gretzky, though, the centering on this one looks pretty good. It's more heavy on this side. Alright, we're on pack 2. So far, the conditions of the cards are pretty good, except for, of course, the centering. So here we go, a second. Rick Touche, Adam Oates, Mark Messier, Rob Brown, Jerry Curry, record setter, Jan Erickson, Shadow, Brad Hall, record setters, Paul Cavallini, Rich Sutter, Bob Joyce, Glenn Healy, Todd Ellick, Craig Ludwig, Gerard Gallant, and Paul Cavallini out of that pack. Jesus. Alright, let's move along. I'm going to try to go through these quick, but you know what? I can only go so fast, but at least you'll get an idea of all the inserts and stars coming out. Joe Sakic, David Volek, Everett Santapass, Eza Takanen, Shadow, Sergei Makarov, Bill Ranford, Jerry Curry, record setters, Sergei Makarov once again, Theoron Fleury, Phil Baruch, John Druce, Dave Taylor, Patrick Flatley, Mark Recchi, and James Patrick out of that one. Next up we have Patrick Roy, Chris Chelios, Joe Nieuwenwyk, Pat Verbeek, Eric Weinrich, prospect, Murray Barron, prospect, Rich Corview, once again, Ilka Sitisalo, John Carter, Troy Mallett, Tom Fergus, Gerald Diduck, Paul Gillis, Reggie Lemelin, and Keith Brown out of that pack. Next up, we've got Sean Burr, Don Sweeney, Tom Laidlaw, Sergei Makarov, base card, Scott Siemens, banger, Insert Patrick Roy. Wayne Gretzky, record setters. Esa Tikkanen, shadow card. Paul McDermott. Mark Tenorti. All-Star First Team, Luke Robitaille. Bob Senza. Joey Cooker. Brad Marsh. And Sylvan Turgeon out of that pack. Moving next. We've got Vincent Damphouse. Pierre Turgeon. Mario Lemieux. Scott Stevens banger card. Patrick Roy. Stopper card. Wayne Gretzky record setters card. Esa Tikkanen shadow card. John Carter. Todd Ellick. Don Maloney. Brett Hull first team. All-Stars. Joey Cooker. Brad Marsh. Sylvan Turgeon. And Geoff Courtnall out of that pack. Move along. We've got Glenn Wesley, Rick Vave, Joe Sakic, David Volek, Sergei Makarov, Calder Memorial Trophy, Adam Burt, Lemon and Moog, Jennings Trophy, Boston Bruins, Conference Champions, Kerry Wilson, Andrew McBain, Bernie Fedecko, Kevin Lowe, John Vanesbrook, John McLean, and Al Ifret. Moving along. First in we have Ron Hextall, Gary Lehman, Randy Moeller, Dean Puppa, Keith Premu, draft, Mike Ritchie, draft, Trevor Kidd, draft, Owen Nolan, draft card, Chris Nillen, Sergei Makarov, Theron Fleury, Phil Brook, Ron Brenda Moore, Norman Rochefort, and Curtis Joseph out of that pack. Always fun opening vintage packs. You never know what you're going to get, especially the inserts. Mike Lewitt, Randy Burridge, Gary Sutter, Gaten Duchesne, Ken Linsman, Dave Chkowski, Daniel Shank, Brian Benning, Al McInnes, first team, Geoff Smith, rookie team, František Musil, Jim Johnson, Zarli Zalapski, Kelly Harudi, and Mike Gardner out of that first one. And next one, Rich Taché, Adam Oates, Mark Messier, Rob Brown, Brent Hull record setters, season leader Paul Cavallini, Rick Meager, Frank C. Trophy, Gordy Roberts, Larry Robinson, Ken Baumgartner, Doug Wilson, Kevin Lowe, John Van Beesbrook, John McLean, Al Ifret out of that one. Moving right along. Tony Granato, Mike Vernon, Mike Lewitt, Bob Murray, Perry Barazam, Geoff Smith, Tommy Albaline, Ken Reggett, Michael Bavanka, Ken Bumgarner, Brian Trottier, Dave Taylor, Patrick Flatley, Mark Recchi, James Patrick out of that first one. Next one. Track it along. Glenn Wesley, Rick Vave, Joe Sakic, Jamie Leach, Craig Fisher draft card, Steve Maltese, Peter Ing prospect card, Steve Leach, Rich Sutter, Dean Kennedy, Keith Acton, Thomas Sandstrom, Cale Samuelson, Paul McLean, and Dave Paulin out of that pack. Alright, moving along. I believe we're close to halfway on our 1990 Score Hockey box. Kelly Kizio, Alexander Maligny, Sean Chambers, Gino Cavallini, Brett Hull, Season Leaders, Wayne Gretzky, Art Ross Trophy, Patrick Roy, Vizina Trophy, Wayne Gretzky Magician Card, Kerry Wilson, Andrew McBain, Bernie Federico, Larry Robinson, Adam Graves, Tim Kerr, Thomas Sandstrom once again, and Cal Samuelson. Next up we have Gary Roberts, Steve Yzerman, first one of him we've seen, Dirk Graham, Gil Perreault, Hall of Famer, Mark Messier, Wayne Gretzky, Hall of Famer Fern Flaman, Wayne Gretzky record setter, that's a cool card, Mario Maroy, Dave McLean, Greg Puslowski, John Ogernick, Matthew Schneider, Mike Foligno, and Rob Rouse out of those two. The next one, we got an Alex Maligny, Gary Suter, Curtis Leschisman, Dave Gagner, Al McInnes, Darren Shannon, draft prospect, Shane Stevenson, Cam Russell, Geoff Smith, Cam Neely, Rod Brindamore, Brad Shaw, Tony Tanti, Rob Probert, Jeff Norton, and Adam Graves. Curtis Leschwin, Dave Gagner, Al McInnes, Rod Langway, Mark Burrow, Turner Stevenson, Sean Antosky, Broder. There's a big card. Centering looks good, except maybe the right looks a little bit more, but that's a big card. Clint Malarchuk, Bob Joyce, Cal Johansson, Larry Murphy, Steve Chiasson. You can see his name's a little eaten away. Claude Lemieux, and Steve Smith out of that one. Next up, Mike Ramsey, Kelly Kizio, Alexander Maligny, Sean Chambers, Patrick Roy, Mike Lute, Season Leaders, Brett Hull, Season Leaders, looks like the repeat from another pack, Wayne Gretzky, Scott Arniel, Brian Propp, Marty McSorley, Clint Malerchuk, Ron Sutter, Craig Wallinen, Paul Reinert, Michael Pettit out of those packs. Looking for some more Lindros. Of course, Brett Hull, we've gotten a few. Wayne Gretzky, we've gotten a few more. Christian Rudo, Sylvan Colt, Glenn Wesley, Rick Vave, Stanley Cup champions, Scott Stevens banger card, insert card, Patrick Roy stopper card, Wayne Gretzky record setters, Clint Malerchuk, Bob Joyce, Kelly Johansson, Chris Nillen, Ray Ferraro, Brendan Shanahan, and Peter Sirico. Next up, we have Ron Hextall, Gary Lehman, Randy Mahler. Hey, look at that. We got another Martin Brodeur. Centering looks great on that one. Keith Premu, Mike Ritchie, Trevor Kidd, Chris Nillen, Sergei Makarov, all rookie team, Theoren Fleury, Phil Baroque, Claude Lemieux, Steve Smith, Ron Brindamore, and Norman Rochefort. That one, click it away. Might be running a little low on memory space. Brian Fogarty, Steve Thomas, Mike Richter, Gary Newland, Andrew Castles prospect card, Darian Hatcher, Daryl Cedar, Theoren Fleury, Phil Baroque, looks like a repeat of one of my other packs, John Druce, Kerry Wilson, Neil Broughton, Paul Fenton, John Cullen, and Teppo Numminen. Alright, clicking away through this score box. Sean Burke, Peter Sitterkowitz, Brian Fogarty, Steve Thomas for the Blackhawks, Shane Stevenson, Cam Russell prospects, Peter Lappin, Paul Yasbert, great player, Kelly Johansson, Chris Nillen, Sergei Makarov prospect team, Theoren Fleury, Geoff Courtnall, Randy Carlisle, and Neil Broughton out of that one. Doug Honda, Steve Conroy, Brent Ashton, Sean Burr, another Paul Yasbert, Kim Issel, Terry Yake, Dean Kennedy, Keith Acton, Paul Coffey, awesome card, all-star card insert, along with a Wayne Gretzky right behind, Doug Bodger, Randy Wood, Tom Barrasso, and Gerald Diduck out of that one. Alright, next up. We have Bruce Driver, Paul Coffey base card, Thomas Steen, Steve Duchesne, Link Gates prospect, Rob Blake prospect, Scott Allison draft pick, Brad May draft pick, Bob Asensa rookie team, Michael Goulet, Chris Terreri, Kelly Miller, Dave Babbage, Scott Stevens, and Dave Tibbett out of that pack. Next up, Bobby Smith, Bill Ranford, Frederick Olsson, Brad Shaw, prospects Jeff Hackett, Prospect Nelson Emerson. Prospect Jim Hervenick. Prospect Eric Weinrich. Chris Terreri. Darren Turcotte. Dean Evison. Curtis Joseph. Uwe Krupp. Wendell Clark. And finally, Dave Andreychuk out of that pack. Clicking along before the memory card runs out. As you can see, we've gotten a whole mess of inserts so far. Randy Moeller. Darren Pupa. Dave Ellett. Season leaders Patrick Roy, Mike Lute. Brett Hull, season leader. Wayne Gretzky, trophy winner. Patrick Roy, Vezina Trophy. Andrew McBain. Ken Reggett. John Chabo. John Carter. Alexei Kastanov. Doug Bodger. Randy Wood. Tom Barrasso. Move right on to the next pack. John Sakic. David Volek. Everett Santapass. Steve Yzerman, Magician. Wayne Gretzky Sniper card. Mike Gardner Speedster. Another Wayne Gretzky Magician card. John Chabo. John Carter. Todd Ellick. Don Maloney. Dave Manson. Claude Wazell. Shane Corson. Craig Janey out of that pack. And moving right along. We have Pete Verbeek. Dale Howardchuk. Dan Gwynn. Ron Francis. Gil Peralt, Hall of Famer. Mark Messier, Memorial Trophy winner. Wayne Gretzky. Joe Murphy. Paul McDermott. Dean Kennedy. Cal Johansson. Joe Otto. Jerky Loom. Russ Courtnall. And Ulf Samuelsson out of that pack. We're on our final countdown. We've got about 7 packs. I believe this is 7 of 7 left. Christian Rudo. Sylvan Coate. Glenn Wesley. Rick Vave. Rob Blake, prospect. Scott Allison, draft card. Brad May, draft card. Andrew Cassell's prospect card. Ty Gridger. Troy Murray. Andrew McBain. Ken Reggett. Craig Wallenan. Paul Reinhardt. And Michael Pettit on that pack. Next up, we have Sean Chambers, Gino Cavallini, Christian Rudo, Sylvan Coate, Bruce Hoffert, prospect, Wes Waltz, prospect, Stephanie Fizzett, prospect, and Jamie Leach, prospect, along with Darren Turcotte, Dean Evison, Basil McRae, Adam Graves, Tim Kerr, Thomas Sandstrom, Cal Samuelson. That one. Next up, we have Bernie Nichols, Doug Honda, Stephen Conroy, Brent Ashton, Paul Coffey Speedster, Mario Lemieux, Sniper, Al Eofrite Blaster, Stanley Cup Championship card, Greg Gilbert, Randy Cunneyworth, Don Barber, Keith Brown, Jeremy Roenick, first one of him we've seen, Alan Peterson, and Charlie Huddy out of that one. Alright, we're on our final board. Gary Newland, Kirk Giles, Gary Roberts, Steve Yzerman, Mark Messier, trophy winner, Wayne Gretzky, season leader for assists, Hall of Famer Fern Flaman, season leaders Patrick Roy and Mike Lute, Mario Maroy, Dave McLean, Greg Pozlowski, Scott Arniel, Mike Foligno, Rob Rouse, and Don Sutter out of that pack. Number 3 of 3 remaining. We got Everett Santa Pass, Trevor Linden, Tony Granato, Mike Vernon, Perry Parazam, Bob Murray, Geoff Smith, Tommy Albeline, Lou Franceschetti, Dana Merzen, Ilka Sinisalo, Glenn Healy, Ken Daneko, John Cassie, and Brian Bradley out of that one. We're on our final 2 of our 1990 Score hockey packs. From our box here, we have Sean Burke, Peter Sidorowicz, Brian Fogarty, Steve Thomas, one of the first we've seen of him, Andrew Cassell's prospect, Darian Hatcher draft pick, Daryl Sitter draft pick, our Jaeger draft pick card, first one we've seen of him, and it came right at the end. Darren Turcotte, Dean Evison, Basil McRae, Steve Leach, Joe Mullen, Kevin Dineen, and Gord Murphy out of that pack. And we're on our final pack out of our 36-pack box. We have Dan Quinn, Ron Francis, Stephen Ricker, Kevin Hatcher, Paul Coffey Speedster insert, Mario Lemieux Sniper card, Al Freight Blaster card, Stanley Cup Championship winner card, Troy Murray, Andrew McBain, Ken Reggett, John Chabo, and hey look, we get one more Jeremy Roenick for the road, along with Alan Peterson and Charlie Huddy. So there you have it. We've went through the entire box of 1990 Score hockey box packs, and we've gotten one Yager, we've got a few Broder, we got a few Roenick, we got plenty of Wayne Gretzky, and I believe 1 or 2 Brett Hulls. But now you get an idea of the inserts and what kind of cards you can get, the condition to expect, or hopefully to expect from buyers. But you can typically pick up these boxes for about $10, maybe even less if you buy them in bulk. But you know, definitely if you're a collector, you have the chance of getting some great cards. So hope you enjoy. Click like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching our video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Click the subscribe button for more videos. Listen and download us on SoundCloud. Visit our site at bloxnews.net and xclusivecollectibles.com for articles, news, collectibles, and help with your website, marketing, and SEO needs. Email us at info@bloxcoinnews.com to learn more.